Cade from New Jersey, it's the SNL Nerds, the show where two comics from New Jersey nerd out about Saturday Night Live. I'm your co-host, Darren Patterson.
And I'm your co-host, John Trumbull.
John Trumbull, happy 250th America birthday, 4th of July, pew pew.
Okay, all right, yeah, sure, all right.
What? You're not, what do you mean, all right? Well, you show some love for America, buddy.
I mean, I do. It just we're not the greatest place right now. So
everybody on Fox News says we're kicking ass.
That's true. Okay, sorry about that. Yeah,
everything's great. Everything's fine. Gas is $1. I grew my balding is cured. Everything. I got a full head of hair. Everything's fantastic.
People can't be around the reflecting pool anymore.
Yeah. It turned green from all the money we're making in this country. Everything's fine tile steel.
You're right. Okay, you've turned me around. I now see where I was wrong. So thank you for putting me straight, sir.
No problem. Yeah, stop watching that lib woke cuck news you be watching and watch some good old red-blooded American news. Like us red-blooded Americans do.
Okay, can you let's declare right away you're not going to do this character for the entire podcast.
I mean, it depends. If I can get a following doing this, maybe I might go the Ben Shapiro route and just switch up my whole persona just for the clicks and likes and corporate endorsements.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, once again, we are available to sell out. We're ready, willing, and able, and God knows we could use the money. We just haven't gotten any offers, but we can be sold. Exactly. We can be bought. So
we can turn into Tucker Carlson in a heartbeat.
I look good in a bow tie. Sure.
Yeah. What are we doing? What's going on?
So, this week we're revisiting a movie. This is another movie. I can't believe it's 20 years old already. This came out in 2006. We're doing Man of the Year with Mr. Robin Williams, written and directed by Barry Levinson, the great Barry Levinson.
Yes.
Who you know from Good Morning Vietnam. Mm-hmm. He was a producer on one of my favorite shows of all time, Homicide: Life on the Street. I mean, he wrote for the Carol Burnett Show. He wrote for Mel Brooks.
Wow! I mean,
incredible career this man has had.
Yeah,
Rain Man. That was one of his.
Yep. Wag the Dog, Diner,
Bugsy. Diner. Folks, if you haven't seen Diner, go check out Diner. Diner's incredible.
Go check out Diner. Sleepers, The Natural. And this is the third movie he's done with Robin Williams. Like you said, he did Good Morning Vietnam. And then he did Toys in the 90s.
Toys,
you're not a fan of Toys?
We don't. Well, I've never seen Toys all the way through, but it was kind of a notorious flop. So
yeah, I think I remember.
It's a big swing.
Yeah, like I know. I mean, SNL alum Joan Cusack is in it, if I'm not mistaken. I believe
look at that.
Movie. I think I watched that movie in the theater, if I'm not mistaken. I remember kind of liking it, but yeah, it's really.
Is this the one you watched for the college newspaper?
No, I think this is before that. I think I was like in junior high or something when the movie came out.
Oh, that's right. Okay, yeah. I keep forgetting how young you were in '92.
Young, yep.
You were a literal child, sir.
Yeah, a zygote, just a baby boy.
You were a
fetus.
Here.
Yep, just a young baby boy out here making my bones. But yeah, I remember. I forget why I wanted to see this. Maybe because LL Cool J's in it. I don't know. But
sure, that's a good reason as any.
Yeah,
sure.
Uncle L. Let's watch it. And but yeah, I remember kind of liking it, but thinking, wow, this is a really weird movie.
Yeah. And that was kind of what I was thinking when I was watching this movie. I'd never seen Man of the Year before. Had you seen it before?
No.
Okay. And this was a suggestion from one of our listeners. I think it was Manette Moratti, right?
Yes. Hey, Manette. What's going on?
Hey, Manette. So I was like, okay, yeah, this sort of ties in with the 4th of July. It's got a political theme. It's got Tina Fey and Amy Poehler popping up towards the end. That's our SNL connection. So yeah, let's check it out. And it was wow. Was so not what I was expecting.
And yeah, this movie takes some big left turns.
It really
Throughout
does.
But yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it. There's one in particular where I was like, what?
Yeah.
Huh?
Well,
what?
Like part of why I think I had a skewed idea about this movie is because the trailers made it just look like one type of movie, and it is not really that type of movie that it shows you in the trailers.
Yeah, the trailer is very misleading, for sure.
It is. Okay. So if you're not familiar with Man of the Year, we got Robin Williams, and he is playing the host of a satirical news show, pretty much like The Daily Show. And one day when they're taping, one of his audience members says, "Hey, you should run for president." And everybody's like, "Yeah, that's a great idea." Whoa, whoa, whoa. And I remember, like at the time, I was watching The Daily Show with Jon Stewart, and there were people who were legitimately saying, "Oh yeah, Jon Stewart should run for president." So I'm sure that was like the inspiration behind this.
Yeah, and I mean, people still say they don't say Jon Stewart should run, but they say the same thing about they said the same thing about Oprah. Oh, not too long ago, they said the same thing about Stephen Colbert.
Yeah,
the other time it's like, they just see like somebody who's very, I guess, speaks to them in a way that most politicians don't, and just people think, oh yeah, that guy should be our president. And I was like, no, he's
this famous person that I know from this TV show. This person should be. Like they were saying that about The Rock.
What?
Yeah, don't you remember that? Like a few years ago, people were like, "Yeah, The Rock," and I was like, "Okay, let's pump the brakes on this a little bit. Slow down." I think it's clear that high school was busting my ass.
Nice.
But I was like, yeah, because electing a famous person with no political experience, that's never that always works out great.
It sure does. Happy 250th birthday, America.
So so I didn't know, like, in the trailer it's like it's a lot of the stuff from his campaign for president, and I couldn't remember if it's just about him running for president or it's about him becoming president. But I was like, okay, well, I can see comedic possibilities in both of those. And Barry Levinson, he also did a great political satire movie, Wag the Dog.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that?
It's been a while, but I have seen it. It opened my eyes to a lot of things, especially a few things that's happened in recent history.
Right. I mean, and Wag the Dog, if you've never seen it, it's about they are literally creating a fake war to distract the public from a presidential sex scandal. And it had the coincidental timing of coming out just a little before, like maybe a year or so before the whole Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky story broke. So,
cool thing.
Yeah. So, I mean, that movie was hailed as pretty prescient, and this movie, I think people have kind of come back to a little bit as a little prescient, but it's an odd one.
It's an odd one. So this movie came out October 13th, 2006. Had a budget of 20 mil, made 41 mil. I remember it not being super well loved by the critics, but we'll touch on that towards the end. But it's basically what he said. He Robin Williams plays Tom Dobbs, comedian, political satirist, and somebody in the audience was like, "You should run," and audience cheers, and he keeps kind of slowly bringing up throughout the shows, and audience cheers again, and people start sending emails. He gets like 4 million emails supporting him to be president.
And then he's suddenly like on the ballot in 13 states.
Yeah, like after he announces he's going to do it, and everybody's is like, "Yeah, all right."
Yeah. Well, like he decides, he like officially announces that he's going to announce. He announces that he's going to announce, which I'm always like, well, isn't this basically the announcement then? That's always so weird. Was like when you like, I'm announcing that I'm going to announce this. And I'm like, well, you're just announcing it now. This is why I'm not a politician, I think.
Yeah, it's like when they put a trailer out for a trailer, like a commercial for a trailer.
Yeah, a little teaser trailer.
Teaser for the trailer. I was like, just put out
Yeah.
the trailer.
Yeah, just give us a trailer. I don't need to see this like 20 seconds. Just show me the full 2-minute trailer, sir.
Yeah. All right, so this is one part of the story, and then I think that it's the other part of this story that kind of I think this is where things kind of went pear shaped for me, because we also take a look into this company called Delacroix, which has a new computerized voting system that's going to be implemented into the next election.
Right.
And now we have Laura Linney, who plays Eleanor, who's one of the computer techs at Delacroix, and she notices that there's like a glitch in the system that causes an error in the voting. And so she sends an email to her CEO about it, saying like, hey, there's something wrong here with the voting system. There's like a glitch. And of course, the CEO jumps into action and decides to ignore the email and hope the problem just goes away.
Right. Yeah. It's like one of my favorite lines from an old Cheers episode where like Woody goes to Sam with some problem and he's like, well, Woody, I think you should do what I do with problems like this. Ignore it and hope it goes away. And that is exactly what her CEO does.
Right. Because, I mean, according to him, according to what they say, the CEO ignores it because he's like, it's too close to the election to, like, fix the entire voting system and redo everything. And
that's another wacky thing in this movie, because the movie like gives you the timeline, and like it starts out with Christopher Walken. He kind of is narrating the beginning and end of the film. Christopher Walken is playing Robin Williams' manager.
Yes.
And he starts out, I think it might be the first line of the movie. He's like, it started on August 20th. And then, an audience member suggests to Robin Williams, to Tom Dobbs, you should run for president. And then on September 2nd, he announces he's going to announce his candidacy for president. So I think this is supposed to be on the election year. So we're literally like 2 months out from the election.
I think
that's
so.
Like a really tight time frame, man.
Yeah, not a lot of time to put everything together.
I wish presidential elections only took 2 months, but they are like usually like a year and a half, 2 years out from the election.
Yeah,
people announce that they're running.
Yeah, if you're going across the country and stump, you gotta like set up events. You gotta get a bus. It's a lot.
Yeah. I mean, like Kamala Harris her campaign was like something like 100 days or something like that, and that was considered a tight time frame. This movie is like, it's like 60 days. So
that's cool. We can do it.
Yeah.
2 months, no problem.
And we've also got these Delacroix voting systems, and they announce that like they're going to handle all the polling places for the election. And something I read on IMDb Trivia is like, no, that is something that is decided at a state level, and and there's no national contract. There's no like one company that does all voting systems in a national election. It's like decided on state by state. So
for now,
yeah.
Until I don't know. It does feel like one of these tech billionaires would come in and be like, no, this is way more efficient. Let's do it this way.
Right. Yeah.
Voting X. Let's do this. My new program.
So we got this subplot of Laura Linney. She's like checking the system. She discovers it's flawed. And she just like writes to the CEO. She doesn't like go to any of her coworkers and say, hey, can you double check this flaw?
No.
She just goes right to the CEO. And it's like, hey, this one random person tested this.
Go right to the top.
Yeah. I realize it's a movie. You got to get things moving. But I'm just like, really? We're okay. We're skipping ahead a couple steps there, but all right.
Yeah. So then we see Tom Dobbs. He's at rallies, and he's basically running as an independent. He's not happy with the Republicans or the Democrats. You know, of course, he talks about how corporate interest groups are kind of ruining the elections. Wealthiest get, the biggest piece of the pie. The little people get pushed out. Like, all the talking points you've heard before.
It's all yeah, it's not like the movie presents him as like, oh, he's so revolutionary and he's telling it like he is. And I'm just like, this all sounds rather trite to me.
Yeah, like he's not saying anything. I mean, some of the stuff I do agree with, but yeah, it's all stuff
Yeah.
I've pretty much heard before. He's not saying anything that's too out there. I don't
Yeah.
think.
And like, I read on IMDb trivia that like the Tom Dobbs's material in the movie, it's like a combination of Robin Williams' stand up and Jay Leno's stand up. So I'm like, oh, okay, so we're going ultra middle of the road here. Because
Yeah, yeah. A
I
lot of
don't think
the
of Robin Williams as a political comedian at all, really.
no, not at all. Like if anything, when I think of his comedy, it's kind of apolitical. Like I mean, to this day,
Yeah,
I don't know what his political leanings were. Like I assume he's pretty liberal. I
I
guess.
think so. You know, the man lived in San Francisco, so I
Yeah.
think that's a big hint.
The old
you know,
San Francisco, not what it's become now.
yeah, well, I think, yeah, I mean, San Francisco, I guess it has become like more gentrified or whatever. But I think, yeah, if you lived in San Francisco in that era, you were pretty well off to afford to live in San Francisco, and
Hmm.
you were probably left leaning. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah, I would say so. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I also noticed like a lot of the dialogue in this movie I wasn't super wild about because like we see Tom Dobbs talking with Christopher Walken, his manager, Lewis
hmm
Black, who plays his producer, and
Lewis Black, who's actually on the Daily Show.
yep, got a
That
part to
was
move.
kind of wild. And it's like, oh, this is so obviously inspired by Jon Stewart. And hey, there's Lewis Black, who's actually on The Daily Show with Jon Stewart.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's not a small part. He's in a lot of the movie actually.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like, this would be so much more interesting if it was like literally Jon Stewart.
Yeah, there's even one point where they all say, "Hey, it looks like more people get their news from like Jon Stewart and Bill Maher than the actual news."
Yeah. Yeah. We actually give him
Crazy.
a shout out. Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
so they're on the road. They're doing speeches. He has
hmm
about seven. He's running at 17%.
hmm
But he somehow got into the big debate, the final debate, where he's going up against the Republican candidate and the Democratic candidate, which is a
Yeah,
big deal.
we've got the incumbent president is President Kellogg. He's the Democrat. And then we have a Senator Mills, who's a Republican, who's running against him. And Robin Williams has gotten on the ballot in 13 states, which I guess is enough for him to be a part of the debate. And we're in like the final 30 days of the campaign. Walken and Lewis Black, they're both telling Robin Williams, oh, you're not doing enough jokes in your campaign speeches. You're not being funny. And he's trying to be like a serious candidate.
Right.
And
Yeah.
they also say that Dobbs is refusing to run TV commercials. It's a totally grassroots campaign. And I'm just like, how the hell do you run a presidential campaign without TV commercials?
Yeah, that's a little weird because I think they said,
That was wild to me.
yeah, because I think they said, well, once you run commercials, you're kind of in the pocket of the people who pay you the money to put on that commercial. So he doesn't want to be beholden to anybody. But yeah,
Yeah,
like still, like my guy, you gotta let people know who the fuck you are. Like, what are you talking? I mean, I guess he
yeah.
could do it because he has a TV show, and like people would know him through
But
that.
wouldn't
But
he like? You'd have to like suspend the TV show because you can't run a presidential campaign and also do a nightly TV show. I'm assuming it's a nightly show. I don't know. I
yeah,
don't think the movie ever specifies if it's a nightly or weekly show. But
yeah, that's true. They don't. I guess while he was doing it, like, did they put the show on hiatus or?
they'd have to, right?
I guess. I don't know. They
I mean,
never
because
say.
I don't think the equal time rule exists anymore. Because I believe Reagan was the one who got rid of that, where like
Hmm.
if you give X amount of time to one candidate, you have to give X amount of time to the other candidates as well.
Right.
But yeah, it's just weird. It's very vague about certain details.
Little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah. So during the debate, he steps up and he says things like, how both the Democrats and Republicans are kind of in bed with each other behind closed doors because
Right.
they're just having a great time taking people's money. They're both. He called out the Republican candidate for being in bed with oil companies and big oil, and
Yeah.
then he like really gets into it, and he steps away from behind the podium and starts walking around the set.
What? and
Oh
he's
my
like
god!
interrupting the other people, and and the moderators. And okay, he steps away from the podium, and I'm like, wait, how does he have both a mic on the podium and a mic on his jacket? Why does he need them both?
I think
Unless
don't most people have that because one of the mics go out
do
or
they?
something?
Okay,
I think so. I don't know.
yeah. All right, but I mean, he's going off script because I guess in a movie you can't really do timed responses and stuff like that, and it's not like candidates ever pay attention to that shit anyway.
Yeah, but like they don't know what to do with him. He's a loose card, man. He's a wild card. He's walking around talking about how the Democrat from his strategy lost 28 million and they're represented by special interest groups. You should be like NASCAR wearing "Who owns you" on your jacket. Oh my god, this man's
Yeah,
out of control.
and he's talking about stuff like he's like, well, there are all these illegal immigrants coming across the border, and
Yeah, that was.
let's have real security, not the illusion of security. And I was just like,
That's
okay, all right,
you can run as a Republican with that talk, my guy.
yeah, exactly. Exactly. And also he's saying like, oh, there's no difference between Republicans and Democrats. And I'm like, okay, first off, that's like the tritest of trite observations. And I don't think that was even true in 2006, man.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
I don't know. We were still, let's see, Obama was elected in 2008, so we're in the Bush years at this point, the George W. Bush years.
Oh,
like, yeah, I think there was a difference between Republicans and Democrats then.
Little bit.
Little bit. I mean, look, I remember the 2000 campaign where George W. Bush and Al Gore, they seemed to agree more than they disagreed in the debate, and I think that's why that particular race ended up being so close. But come on, there was a difference.
Yeah, I think it was quite obvious.
Yeah.
But we still have Tom just going off talking about all of these. They do all these things to distract you about like flag burning, all these things that don't really mean anything, while they don't actually take care of what you need to be taken care of, and which stuff like that. Kind of
flag burning. I don't remember controversy about that since like the 90s.
Wasn't it? Didn't it make a comeback? Flag burning, like in the
maybe maybe after 9/11 and all that. I mean, maybe I'm forgetting that, but
I don't know. But I mean, I saw some when I was watching this scene. Like, I kind of got flashbacks from the 2016 debate, where like our current president was just like walking around stage and just doing whatever he wanted, and like everybody was like, "Oh, we can't wrangle him in. He's not following the rules. We don't know what to do." And oh boy, that was something else.
Yeah, that's the thing that drives me nuts. Whenever there's like presidential debates, they're always like, "Oh, here are the conditions that the two candidates agreed to, and that they'll be ignoring throughout the debate." Because it's always like, "Oh, let me respond to that last thing," and it's like, "Well, no, you're going over your time. You shouldn't." Like either the time should matter or it shouldn't.
He called me a jerk. Let me respond to that.
Yeah, I'm just like, okay, if we're gonna do this, let's do this. Let's just like hook up like electric shocks, and we'll shock them if they go over their time, man.
Shock collars. I've been saying this.
I'm not going to say where we're going to connect them. I was going to connect them lower, but that's me.
Nice. Nice. I like it. Cattle prods. We can do that. It's just electrocute them in some way, shape, or fashion to get
this is all I'm saying. This is, I mean, that is my modest proposal.
Yes.
It's just, there needs to be more electric shocks in presidential debates. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times.
Hear, hear. Ho, ho. Ha,
ha. So, yeah. So Tom Dobbs, he gets this huge applause, and I didn't believe it for a second. But okay. Movie's gonna movie.
Yeah. And then after this, he's having a moment with his manager, Jack. And they mentioned that Jack is like a heavy smoker at some point.
Yeah.
And so like when he's walking and talking with Tom, he has like a really shortness of breath, and he has to go to the hospital.
Right.
And he kind of stays in the hospital for a bit of the movie because of his emphysema.
Yeah, they diagnose him with emphysema, and they're just like walking around down the street in the city, and they're just like kind of walking by themselves, like fairly anonymously. And I'm like, wait, shouldn't you at least have Secret Service protection by this point?
Bobby, he's a candidate, though. Did candidates get Secret Service?
Well, I think at a certain
Like,
point, I know, like, I think after you get the official nomination, that's when the Secret Service protection kicks in.
hmm.
So I don't know how it works if you're an independent, though. So
Yeah, I figure independents, they don't give shit. They get like a stun gun or a can of
I
pepper
don't know,
spray.
but still, wouldn't you have some sort of bodyguard or security or something? You are running for president after all.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Yeah, you
don't
should
know.
get some can of pepper spray or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Pocket
Um,
knife. Jack, Christopher Walken's character, he's in the hospital for a little bit. So,
mhm.
and after this, Tom realizes like how much momentum he's built up, just being kind of wilder and not being like the other suits up there. He has to kind of
Right.
be more out there and more open and honest so that people can really hear him. So he comes
Yeah.
forth with a lot of things, going to really shake things up. He admits to smoking weed as a teen. He went to a hooker when he was or sex worker
Yeah.
when he was 21. He has an ex-wife. He just farted. Full disclosure, everything's
Yeah, he's admitting all his scandals. He says also there's like a montage after this, and one of the things that he says is like, oh yeah, you should start selecting senators the way they pick juries. So I guess like you just pick people at random to serve, and then they serve their term, and then their service is done. And I'm like,
well. That's
would that work? I don't. Yeah, I mean, it's a good sounding idea.
yeah. It sounds good.
Would we get substantially smarter people? I don't know.
I mean, got to be smarter than what we got now, but I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I'm having trouble with this because again, Robin Williams not a political comedian, and I started imagining like what if they actually cast a stand-up comedian who actually did have a political point of view, like somebody like imagine if it was like George Carlin in this,
Ooh,
and I was like,
nice.
because George Carlin, if he was in the presidential campaign, he would have shaken things up, you know.
Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, just to piggyback off that, according to
Yeah.
IMDb, apparently Will Ferrell was offered the role of Tom Dodd, but he turned it down, as well as Howard Stern was offered the lead
Yes.
role, which is wow.
Yes, I found an interview with Barry Levinson with Nathan Rabin on the AV Club, and this is I think years after the fact, and he asks, "Is it true that Howard Stern was originally offered the lead role in Man of the Year?" Barry Levinson says, "Yeah, I'd spoken with him. Yes." And they ask, "Did you write the script with him in mind?" He says, "No, I didn't, but there was a point in time where I thought it would be real interesting for this, and the timing was such that he had made that giant serious deal, and then it just became schedule wise, it was impossible. But there was a moment in time that was on the table." And they ask
Mm.
if the script changed after Stern came on, and Barry Levinson says no. He says it was basically the same script. Maybe if he were in it, things would have changed. Who the hell knows? But basically, it was the script.
Who the
So,
hell knows? Who can say
yeah, but
whatever?
I mean, and that's kind of a wild idea because at one point, like this happened sometime in the early '90s. Because I remember I was in college when this happened. Howard Stern was running for governor in New York
Yes, I remember that.
briefly, and he was like, "I'm going to appoint this experienced person as my lieutenant governor, and then after I get elected, I'll immediately resign, and then this guy will run the show." And he was campaigning on certain things. I remember like one of them was like have workers like construction workers or people working on the street doing potholes and stuff have them work at night. That was one of the
Mm.
things. And I remember
Okay.
he dropped out of the race because he didn't want to disclose how much money he was making. I think.
Yes, I remember that too. That was a big
Yeah,
thing.
because I think he probably knew I'm going to lose a lot of my fan base if they know how rich I really am.
Oh my God, they're gonna find out I'm not the everyman.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't have that.
But
Yes, I mean, according to IMDb, some other people that were considered for the role of Tom Dobbs: Jim Carrey, Steve Carell, William H. Macy, Bryan Cranston, Martin Short, Tom Hanks, Tim Allen, Mel Gibson, Kurt Russell, David Koechner, and Dennis Quaid.
that's all over the place, man.
Yeah, I think they were just kind of throwing darts at the wall with that.
Yeah, you never know when you read a list like that. You never know if they were like seriously in the running or if it's just they were brought up for 2 minutes in a meeting.
Yeah, I think that was it. And IMDb was like, all right, they were considered. I'll put it down.
Yeah, but I don't know. Like about halfway through the movie, I was thinking, like, what if this was George Carlin? George Carlin could really shake things up in a presidential campaign, I think. But
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
but yeah. So I mean, as far as the movie goes, he has a lot of momentum. Like he's very honest with the people, which is something no one's seen before in a politician. So the momentum's building. The crowds are getting bigger. Big things are happening. Election day happens. He goes to vote in a laundromat with the new voting system. As the votes are coming in throughout the night, Laura Linney is at a party at her office, and she sees as the votes coming in on the news, she sees that the glitch is happening. She's like, "Oh, the way the votes are coming in is exactly how I saw it, and that glitch that I told my CEO boss about." It's happening in front of my face here on the news as Dobb wins Virginia and New Jersey. Hey.
Yeah. He wins New Jersey and Virginia. Those are the first two states he wins. And then, Laura Linney's like, hey, this glitch is happening in the exact same way. And Jeff Goldblum is like the lawyer of the CEO. And Jeff Goldblum like balls Laura Linney out and tells her like she can't reveal the error because he's like, oh, this would just do too much damage.
Yeah, she asked her, why you tested the computer at such limits with so few days to fix the problem if you found a problem? Are you trying to destroy the company and put people out of work? Like she tries to flip it on her.
And also he's like, and why did you do this? Nobody asked you to do this. You just did this on your own volition.
Yeah.
And
you're just
like
a diligent
Jeff Goldblum
worker.
Kicking all kinds of ass in the scene. That was probably my favorite scene in the movie because it's just so much fun to just see Jeff Goldblum kicking ass and taking names.
Yeah, he's just like, oh, you're just being a diligent worker? What's up with that?
Yeah. You work for a corporation. Come on, man.
Yeah. So, so then Laura Linney leaves and she goes home. Dobb wins more states. And
North Carolina, Indiana, Arizona, Texas. They're like, he's got 147 electoral votes, and it's possible he can win 207, but he's still only on the ballot in 13 states.
Yeah.
And can you win 270 electoral votes if you win like 13 states? I mean, I know like New York and California both carry a lot of weight. And those are like big states to get. And they mentioned Texas. I don't know. I haven't done the math, but I was like, really? You can win 270 electoral votes with only 13 states?
What this movie presupposes is you can.
I guess so. I mean, I'd like to think that somebody involved with the movie did the math, but
yeah. So as the votes are coming in, Eleanor goes home. She relaxes in her home. Then she hears something or someone in her apartment. She looks around her bathroom, sees nothing. She goes back to the living room, sits down. And then as Tom Dobbs is declared the winner, somebody dressed all in black comes behind her, covers her mouth, and injects her with a needle of something, and she falls asleep.
She is drugged. And at first I was like, oh, they're killing Laura Linney. Okay, I guess that makes sense. So there's this big conspiracy or something. But no, she's just drugged, and she's
see, this is where in the movie I was like, what the fuck? Because like you think it's going to be this, like a comedy with some political satire in it, and now it turns into like Enemy of the State or some shit like that.
It pivots into like this thriller thing, and it's such a weird left turn, especially in a movie with Robin Williams in the lead. And it's not that Robin Williams didn't also do dramatic work, but that's not the way this movie was presented to us, and that's not the movie we've been watching for the first 30, 40 minutes. So.
Yeah, it's like Sandra Bullock in The Net all of a sudden. It just comes out of nowhere. Like she knows too much. She has to be dealt with.
Yeah, and we find out that these Delacroix systems, voting machines, there's no paper trail on them. which
That sounds sketchy as hell.
that sounds sus.
Sounds hella sus, kid. On God, no cap.
Yeah. And
yeah. So then Eleanor, the next morning, she wakes up. She hops out of the shower. She kind of feels where she was injected with the needle, but she, I guess, feels good enough to go to work.
mm-hmm.
So she goes to work, and suddenly she's acting extremely erratic.
Yeah.
You know, she's very short with everyone, and she snaps at people.
She's trying to get an espresso, and she's like pouring her purse out on the counter, and she's just, she's all flustered and out of sorts.
Yeah, acting real strung out, basically.
Yeah, and she doesn't seem to realize how strangely she is acting.
Right. Like, it gets to the point where coworkers have to call 911 to get her carted away by some medics. And, it turns out, according to the doctors, as Eleanor's in the hospital, she has benzedrine, morphine, codeine, cocaine, GHB, and Talwin all in her system. So she got all the drugs.
She's like John Belushi in 1978. Yeah.
Damn. Too soon, John. Too soon. How dare you?
And that's a long scene too, where it's just like we just see her acting erratically for I think a good solid 5 minutes. It's just
it goes on for a little.
It goes on for all of quite some time. Meanwhile, so Robin Williams is now the president-elect. He apparently hasn't picked a vice president. He somehow got elected president and never named a running mate.
Oops.
And they're like, who's your vice president going to be? And he at one point says like, oh, who, they ask, who are you going to elect to your cabinet? He's like, oh, well, I'd like to have an all-lesbian cabinet so that we can just imagine what they're doing behind closed doors. And I'm like, okay, that joke's aged terribly.
Wow.
2006, everybody.
Oh, yeah. Our new president just barged into that office to see what they're all doing.
Yeah.
Part of me would think, I was surprised he didn't just ask Jack, Christopher Walken's character, to be the VP.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they seem really close in this movie, so it just makes sense, actually.
Yeah, I mean, he's still in the hospital on election night, so...
Oh, yeah, that.
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, he's got a staff. He's got Lewis Black. He's got another couple people running around. We see a lot of the same faces.
Mm-hmm.
So after the election, Dobbs makes a surprise visit to Congress, and he's dressed as George Washington. And that's a thing that happens, and he gives a speech to Congress, and it's more like the movie pretends like what he's saying is way more controversial and edgy than it actually is.
Yeah, it's like if you listen to what he's saying, it's all stuff like like I've heard actual politicians say that. Yeah, politicians are they line their pockets and corporate interest and 1% and this little people get screwed over. It's like, I've heard all these things before. It's nothing.
Yeah, like at one point, I think it's in this scene, he says, like, America's made up not of red states and blue states, but the United States of America. That's literally something that Barack Obama said when he was a senator and he gave a speech at the 2004 Democratic National Convention. That was like one of the things that catapulted him to national attention.
Oh, wait, so did Barack steal from this movie, or did this movie steal from Barack?
Well, since time is linear, this movie stole from Barack.
What?
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Well, this is how I find out. Okay.
Look, Barack did a lot of amazing things, but time travel was not one of them, as far as I know. So, yeah.
As far as we know.
Yeah. So.
So as he's giving this speech in Congress, we see Laura Linney's character, Eleanor. She's in the hospital. I think and one of her coworkers are saying, the doctor said they found all these drugs in your system, and
right.
You got let go from work. And she said, I need to tell people the election is a fraud. And the coworker's like, well, no one's going to believe you because you're like all junkied up. And then that wasn't his, I'm paraphrasing. And of course she watched.
But she was junkied up. Yeah.
Yeah. Junkied up. So she's watching the TV, sees Dobbs, and she's like, he'll believe me. She hops a flight to DC, rents a car. dresses up as an FBI agent.
Decides to impersonate an FBI agent to sneak into this event. We're having a big birthday party for Christopher Walken's character, and she impersonates an FBI. Like, it's the president-elect, and she somehow sneaks in.
It was way too... I mean, they kind of explain it a little bit in a few minutes.
They so yada-yada'd it.
Yeah, they did. I mean, he's the president-elect. At this point, security should be a little tighter.
You would absolutely have Secret Service protection at this point after you've been elected.
At least a couple guys in aviator sunglasses and earpieces.
This is a point I write in my notes. I was like, this is such a weird movie. I was like, this is what is going on?
But yeah, Eleanor's able to get really close to Tom and is like, oh, I have something to tell you. Can we go somewhere and talk? And they end up going off and like dancing, but not quite dancing.
He asked her to dance, and then I think one of them says like, oh, well, couldn't we just like sort of stand and talk? And so they're like just sort of standing and talk. I think they eventually sort of segue into dancing, but
yeah, basically. And so they go off and next to each other. And Dobbs says like, oh yeah, I know you're not FBI. My Secret Service guys flagged you and said that you were okay. I was like, what is that? Okay.
I guess they just determined she was not a threat. But also he's like, look, I'm a stand-up comedian from way back. I came up through the Comedy Store. I know how to like spot a drunk or a troublemaker.
I don't know.
So he determined that she was not a threat to his super heckler of powers.
Listen, I did a tight 5 in the belly room. I think I know when I can see a threat coming towards me.
Right. So, because he's dealt with drunks at comedy clubs.
I played the ha-ha hole in Pico, so I think I know.
I mean, little did you know that my experience at the Chuckle Hut would come in so handy.
I opened at Uncle Vinny's in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, so I think I know a thing or two about a thing or two.
I mean, look, most presidents, they serve to turn in Congress or something. I spent a week in Hasbrook Heights.
I played bananas.
2 shows a night, so don't tell me I haven't overcome hardships.
Woo!
Submitting my tapes to Carson.
God.
Those are totally transferable skills, right?
Yep. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Those transfer over like college credits.
Right. So, and also, like, the president-elect can, like, overrule the Secret Service on potential threats.
I guess.
I don't know if that's a thing you can do. I don't know if the president-elect can be like, oh, no, this person's okay. Don't worry about them. I think the Secret Service pretty much has leeway there.
Nah, she's cool, bro. She's cool.
But he obviously believes her, or she thinks she's credible, and he like gives her his personal cell phone number.
Yeah. And she also doesn't tell him about the thing she specifically went there to tell him, because it looked like he was having too good a time and she didn't want to ruin it. And I was like, well, you went all this way. You took a flight to DC and got
you impersonated an FBI agent. You got a hotel room.
You came all this way just to tell him this shit. But I mean, I sort of get it, because they kind of play it as like, oh, well, she's just an average person and she's not like super like
she's out of her depth. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. She's very overwhelmed by all this. She's not a super spy, so she would make a lot of mistakes. I was like, oh, okay, I guess I buy that. And so he gives her personal number, and they end up dancing on the dance floor. A lot of white people dancing, and you know how it is.
Or as I call it, dancing.
Dancing, yes.
Yeah.
And so then they show her back in her hotel room or motel room, and she's still working in the system of Delacroix's system, even though she got fired, trying to figure out the glitch. And this is when I wrote down, like, how is she able to do this? Because
Yeah, she's still somehow able to log in, and they have a scene at some point where, like, I think Jeff Goldblum is like, "How is she still able to do this?" They're like, "Oh, well, nobody revoked her access," and I'm like, "What? What?
how is this company still afloat?
You just like forgot that shit?"
That's how they explained it. Because like as soon as I wrote that down, I was like, oh, how is she able to use her ID to get into the thing? And it's like, and then they answer it with Jeff Goldblum like talking to IT. It's like, you telling me we forgot to turn off her code ID? And it's like, yeah, I guess we just forgot.
It's so weird. It's so weird. They made that big production. They break into her apartment. They drug her. They get her fired from the company, and then after she's fired, they're just like, "Yep, that's good enough." Let's not change the passwords or anything.
Mission accomplished.
Let's not call the IT department and say, "Oh, hey, can you just revoke her access? She doesn't work here anymore."
Yeah.
So okay. Meanwhile, Dobbs calls evil CEO guy from Delacroix to ask about Eleanor Green, and that's when he finds out, oh no, she had a drug problem, she was fired, and blah 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 blah, and yeah, she's bad news, buddy.
Yeah, and they say like, oh, she should be in rehab. Wait, you talked to her? Do you know where she is right now?
Mm-hmm.
Like, so they're like, like this company is like crazy, like
they are evil. They are like, they may as well like just be like twirling their mustaches in every scene that they're in.
Yeah, they're like cartoonishly evil at this point.
They really are. They're like, if like, it could not be more exaggerated if they were like tying people to the railroad tracks while they were having these conversations.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
we also find out that Delacroix has a deal with the European Common Market, so I guess they're going to take over their elections as well.
Yeah, their stock is rising and shooting up. And the company's trying to track down Eleanor, who actually did figure out and crack the code as to why the glitches are happening from an episode
through the Wheel of Fortune.
Of course. Through all things Wheel of Fortune, all things are possible.
I mean, as with most things in life, Pat Sajak and Vanna White have the answers.
In Sajak, we trust.
So she figures out, like, from a hint on Wheel of Fortune, there's like, oh, can I get an S? And he's like, there are 2 S's. And then she realizes, like, oh my God, all the candidates' names have double letters in them. We got Dobbs, that's got a double B. We got Kellogg, that has a double L and a double G. And then there's Mills, that has a double L. And that's how the glitch happened. It automatically gives the person who occurs the first alphabetically the most votes. So the machine's like redirecting votes, I guess?
I think, I think so. They just say it's alphabetical. Like, they don't really get...
so because Dobbs has a double B in it.
Yeah.
That ends up more than Kellogg, which has the double G, and then Mills, that has the double L. But Kellogg also has a double L, and it occurs before the double G. So I don't know how it favors one over the other, but...
Yeah, I think we're thinking too much about it.
I think we're thinking about this harder than the screenwriter did.
All right. So it's now it's Thanksgiving. Eleanor calls Tom about everything, and
we have a cameo from Billy Crystal and Robert De Niro.
Yes, I looked into that. Those are so that was a commercial for was it post after 9/11? What was after 9/11 commercials trying to get visitors and tourists back into New York City that Barry Levinson directed.
So Barry Levinson directed it himself. So he was just like, "Hey, I'm going to use this footage from this thing I directed in my new movie." So
but it doesn't really play a big part in the actual movie, but it's just like
it's just random cameos from them. So.
Random cameos. So Tom goes to the motel that Eleanor is at, and they go pick her up, and then they go paintballing for Thanksgiving paintballing. As you do.
This movie's insane. This movie is insane.
There's like a whole like paintball scene and slow motion, and
we're in crazy town now. Yeah,
we're on the crazy train.
Let's take the president-elect out into the woods where people will fire paintball guns at him.
Yeah, what's the worst that could happen?
Yeah, what could go wrong? Right.
What? Can't have a little fun? little fun with paint guns. What's the problem? I thought this was America. I'm sorry.
So,
I thought this was America.
yeah, so like Eleanor's like spending the day with Dobbs and his crew.
Yeah, like Tom tells her that he called Delacroix because
Yeah.
he wanted to see her again, and then she's all flattered, and it kind of
Yeah,
turns
because
into
he doesn't have her number. He
Yeah.
gave her his number, but he never got hers.
Yeah,
So.
like it's like one of the moments where it's kind of like almost like a rom-com now. This movie, where they're trying to build like a little meet cute love thing between them.
Yeah, it's not exactly the American president, is it?
Not quite. I mean, they have good enough chemistry, Lenny and Williams, but it's not super.
Yeah, it's still strange and so out of nowhere. I can't say I was like rooting for them to get together.
That's true. Yeah,
it's just odd.
It's a weird place to put like a rom-com in this political satire / espionage film.
It's very Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Hey, you got your rom-com in my political satire. You got your political thriller in my comedic rom-com.
Two great tastes that taste great,
but they don't.
They don't.
There are 2 or 3 great tastes that taste really odd.
That taste strange.
It's like pickles and chocolate and I don't know, cottage cheese. Just
oh God,
3 things you would not put together.
Oh God, I'll be in the bathroom all night.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Eleanor joins them for Thanksgiving dinner. She has to talk to him in private. She finally tells him the truth about the voting system, the machines. He asked her if she voted for...
You didn't win the election because there was this computer malfunction. But she doesn't really explain the computer malfunction.
Not really. She just says there was a malfunction.
And everybody just takes her at her word.
Yeah, Dobbs says like, oh yeah, I believe her.
Yeah. Nobody's like, hey, maybe we should double check this to see if this is accurate. He's just like, oh no, she says it wasn't kosher, so okay.
It's all right, I believe you. Yeah, so then she leaves.
Nobody's checking anybody else's work in this movie. It's wild.
It's all in the honor system, John. That's
really.
That's how all things in politics works. Gee, it sounds like you don't know politics.
I guess I don't. So Dobbs decides, okay, so my election was not legitimate. So I'm going to have a press conference at 11 tomorrow, and I'm going to announce that. Well, they're kind of vague on what he's going to say, I guess.
Yeah, like he said he's going to make an announcement about it.
Right. And again, he is doing this on literally one woman's word.
Yeah.
There's never a scene where they even like sit down in front of a laptop and she's like, oh, here, let me show you how the election was rigged. This is something I think I would want to know.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, you could say it's because Tom is, very
smitten.
kind of smitten, infatuated with her. So he just kind of, maybe has like the love glasses on and can't see straight. But yeah, like you would think that he should be like, well, maybe I should have some proof.
But
here.
like somebody else on his team, like Christopher Walken or Louis Black or somebody should be like, hey, let's verify this.
But yeah, he says, no, I believe her.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But yeah, so at this point, Eleanor calls one of her coworkers, Danny, and
he's like her confidant. Just like whenever Laura Linney has something to tell somebody in the movie, she calls this Danny guy, who's like her work buddy.
And like she tells them everything. She tells them, I told Dobbs about it, and like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't have told him because he is a nice guy. Maybe he should be president, even though the people didn't elect him.
Yeah, maybe we'd be better off with him president rather than these 2 career politicians who are just, yeah. They're Republicans and Democrats, and there's no difference between Republicans and Democrats. Ugh.
It's all the same, man.
Yeah, that's why we're electing this independent.
Yeah,
has no political experience. Yeah.
Yeah, wake up, sheeple.
Yeah.
So then as she's talking to Danny, of course, Delacroix is listening in. They have a recording of the call.
Jeff Goldblum and the evil CEO. They're bugging her phone.
Yeah, or maybe his phone. I don't know. Somebody's phone was bugged.
I think it's her phone. I think it would be easier to bug her phone in the motel.
Okay. So,
but I don't know for sure. I don't know. This movie's vague on a lot of stuff.
Yeah. And this is where Jeff Goldblum's like, oh, we need to preempt this press conference, which for a minute I thought, are they going to assassinate the president-elect?
I don't know. I was thinking because we veered into political thriller territory. I'm thinking oh, well, they're obviously going to kill Laura Linney at this point. This is the point where it makes sense to kill Laura Linney and thus discredit her even further.
Right.
It's just like this lone crackpot. But no, they're going to preempt Dobbs's press conference. And yeah.
Then they hold a press conference discrediting Eleanor, saying, she has a drug problem and
severe psychological problems. And
yes, she manipulated the voting system because she's infatuated with Dobbs and they've been seen together, and just basically discrediting her altogether. But they also say oh no, there were no irregularities with the recent election. That was legit. That was cool. But yeah, women be crazy. Thank you. Good night.
And look, I mean, normally I believe most anything Jeff Goldblum cares to tell me.
Of course.
But yeah, he is quite evil in this movie.
He's a sleazoid.
Yeah. Here in my notes I write, why has this movie become a thriller? What is happening?
I really do. Because this movie should have focused on the satire and the circus that is.
Now we're seeing Laura Linney on the run, and she's making calls in phone booths, and there's cars crashing into the phone booths to try and kill her, and Robin Williams is like, "Where are you?" And she's like, "I don't know where I am. I'm on a street. There's a Christmas tree. There's."
Yeah, she gets weirded out.
Weird.
I know. At this point, she goes to use the vending machine to get some soda, but then she sees that some dudes broke into her hotel room and took her laptops and realized she figured out the glitch. So she hops in her car and speeds off. And, Goldblum's like, bring her back alive. Bring her to me. And
suddenly we're going all 3 days of the Condor with this. It's wild.
It feels like, maybe when
it feels like they spliced another movie into the middle of this one. It's just this is a political thriller with Laura Linney. Let's splice it into this.
It's this political satire is getting boring. I want some action and shit.
It's you ever do a sort of a round robin story where somebody is writing a story, but you only see the previous sentence that the last person wrote.
Right.
It's like that.
Nice.
That's what this movie feels like.
Very much so. Very much so. So as Dobbs is about to give a speech, addressing the issue, and the speech he was going to give, but now that was sidetracked by the Delacroix speech, and now he has to mention that. He gets word from his producer that SNL want him to be on Weekend Update, and so he's
yes.
Wow.
They're discussing this, and and at one point, Lewis Black is like, I worked out your bit with SNL. They really liked it. And I'm like, wait. Dobbs's people are writing a bit for him to do on SNL, and SNL's writers are all just like, yep, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, I know SNL sometimes if they'll have on a guest, the guest will bring a writer. They'll invite that writer in, but I sort of believe it, I guess.
But I don't know. I was just like, that's not how SNL works. It's you don't write stuff on your own and submit it to them.
You don't give them a packet?
I can believe that that Dobbs's people would vet the material, but I'm not going to believe that they're writing it themselves and then giving it to SNL. It's like, hey, this is the joke that we want to have. That's weird.
A little weird. But
I was like that commercial with the old lady who's like, "That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works." That was me at this point in the movie when they're bringing up SNL. I'm like, that's not how it works.
Yeah, you bring in your people. They write something for you, and you say what they write.
And like, I know Robin Williams knows this isn't how it works. I know, in all likelihood, Lewis Black knows this isn't how it works. But
yeah, Robbie should have said something. He'd be like, "Oh, Barry, this is how it goes."
Yeah.
SNL. Oh no. But yeah, so he gives a speech. He addresses the rumor about knowing Eleanor. Of course, he says,
Right.
I did not have sex with that woman. I wanted to.
Yeah. We're having fun with Bill Clinton. Yeah.
Get it? Because he had sex with the intern.
Yeah. So he's like, "Hey, I'm a single man. I could have had sex with her if I was able."
Yeah, come on. Come on now.
And he also speaks out against special interests because, he's so radical and we just can't take all his truth-telling drawn from Robin Williams and Jay Leno's stand-up material.
That's right. All these politicians, man, they're in the pockets of big oil and special interests. And
you heard about this?
Have you heard about this, man?
You heard about this? You know about this?
Yeah, the 1%. Yeah, I told Maris, and but yeah, then we see Eleanor. She drives. She notices that somebody's following her, so she drives into a mall.
Right.
Kind of in panic mode. Dobbs is meeting with the president in the Oval Office.
Yeah, he's visiting the White House. Yeah.
Right, and then she gets a call from him, and I think she's trying to get like a new phone because her phone has died out of batteries. They get disconnected because her phone is out of juice and she doesn't have a charger. So as she's
they say like, "Oh, we don't have a charger for this phone because it's a year old." And I'm like, "What? You can't get a charger for a phone that's a year old? When does that happen?"
I feel like they would have had something in the back for something.
Yeah.
They don't, like, every year, they don't just get rid of all the chargers. It's it's a new year. No one's going to use any of these chargers.
I replaced my phone last year, and my phone was, I think, like 6 years old.
Yeah.
And, you can maintain a phone for more than a year.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we all get rid of our phones every year. That's what all of us do. You don't do that?
What the
yearly phone swap?
So Laura Linney's on the run. And again, I'm like, okay, why don't they just give her an overdose? Because they should be trying to kill Laura Linney at this point.
I think it's because Jeff Goldblum wants her taken in alive or something like that. Because at this point, after she can't get a charger for her phone, she leaves the mall, and one of the guys in the suit grabs her up and be like, "Hey, Mr. Delacroix wants to talk to you, sweetheart." And then she takes her into the garage, tries to put her in the car, but Laura Linney escapes, busts up his nose with the car door, jumps in her car and drives off. Another dude is tracking her with the GPS, so she's like freaking out, trying to find another way to call Dobbs at this point. So yeah, again, it's
this is a comedy about essentially the host of the Daily Show running for president. This is what this movie started out as.
It's what started. I feel like the writers got bored and just did this whole fucking.
Let's write in this genre instead. It'll be fine.
It'll be great. It'll be seamless the way we meld these two together.
But yeah, and then they're trying to kill her, and like a truck crashes into her phone booth.
Because she finally gets to a phone booth, and she's able to call Dobbs. Dobbs tells her, she tells Dobbs everything, like, "Oh, I figured out the code. People are after me," and she says, "All right, well, go to the nearest airport, go to the private terminal, and go to a plane that's going to New York." And, because he's going to be in New York.
That one.
SNL. Yeah, that one. And then, of course, as he's telling her this, she gets off the phone, and, the guy that's following her rams his truck into the car. I thought she got out, but apparently she was injured.
She's injured. Yeah.
Yeah, she's down.
Yeah. Lenny down.
Lenny down. Lenny down.
Lenny down. No, it's nothing sacred.
Yeah. Of course, the news is on the scene, and they're like, "Oh, hey, that's the woman that Tom Dobbs knows." So, of course.
And meanwhile, Tom Dobbs is getting ready for his appearance in SNL, and we see Tina Fey and Amy Poehler doing Weekend Update, because this is the era when they were doing Weekend Update. This is 2006,
right?
And we see Robin Williams in makeup after Update has started, and I'm like, wouldn't he already be ready?
Maybe it's more dramatic to have him be in the makeup chair before.
So and then he just like gets up and he like walks to his mark by himself. I'm like, okay, surely someone is escorting him.
Thank you.
Knows how things work and knows how the and like again, no Secret Service protection.
No, he's free to roam the street. Yeah, but but like there should have been somebody with like clipboard and a headset. Be like, all right, we're walking. I have Dobbs. We're walking.
Exactly, or he's. I mean, he would not be that far away from the Update set because, again, it's a live television show. And we see Tina and Amy, and we hear a couple of jokes that do sound like genuine Tina and Amy Weekend Update jokes at the beginning.
Yeah,
and then it segues into like Barry Levinson's weird idea of what Weekend Update is like. If only there was like some footage of this SNL show that people could study.
If only.
And maybe emulate the show a little better, but no.
Nah, just riff it, baby.
Yeah.
Just watch Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip.
Yeah, exactly. And they make a joke about Dobbs, and then Dobbs is like, "Hey, I heard that," and then he like comes in from the audience, and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, he should have come in through the Weekend Update door." They were still doing that then.
They were still doing that then.
It's like, "Hey, I think it's a knock at the Update door."
Oh my God, it's Tom Dobbs.
But like he just comes in, and then he's like sitting at the desk with Tina and Amy, and then they start like doing an interview with him, like he's a guest on the Daily Show, and I'm like, they don't do interviews on Update. They don't do real interviews with real people.
Yeah, I mean, they do jokes and they're kind of riffing back and forth, and then Tina brings up Eleanor and says that the FBI claimed that she didn't know you before, or you didn't know her before the election.
Right.
And he says that's true. He didn't know her. And, of course, there's no way that she was obsessed with him and, she didn't rig the election. And says, like, how plausible would it be for one woman to rig an election because she's obsessed with me? And then he does some self-deprecating jokes about, growing up women didn't want me and blah, blah, blah. So that woman be obsessed with me is just absurd.
Yeah. And he at one point he asks, like, so what's the real answer? If she wasn't rigging the election, what's the real action? And then we see like Tina and Amy getting all flustered, and they're like, "Oh, well, we don't know."
Because you could tell he's going off script. He's not to the cue cards.
Yeah, and he's saying like, "Oh, yeah, this isn't on the cue cards," and I'm still like, this is like no segment that has ever been on Update. Like people come on Update and they do comedy bits. Like if you have a cameo from a real politician, I'm thinking of like. From this era, we had like Sarah Palin come on, and then Amy Poehler the rap. That's the sort of thing they do on Update. They don't do interviews like they're on the Daily Show or on the Tonight Show or something.
Not really. Or even that one politician who had an eye patch that like Pete Davidson got in hot water with it. Like when he came.
Oh yeah, Crenshaw. Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean that was.
Davidson said he looked like the villain in a porno movie.
Yeah, and then it became a whole thing. But
yeah.
Or
even when Chris Christie, former New Jersey governor, when he came on after the Superstorm Sandy, and he was like, oh, you're always wearing that fleece, and he was like, I'm gonna die in this fleece. I mean, they give him comedy bits to do, but it's not like a real interview.
Yeah, it's really not.
I'm just like, why did you make this be SNL? Why didn't you just do the Daily Show or or the Tonight Show or something like that. You're using Jay Leno's material. Have Jay Leno, like do something like that.
Yeah, just rah, 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 rah.
I guess because they wanted it to be a live thing.
I guess, yeah. I guess there's more drama in that. I suppose.
But also, like when Dobbs says, like, "Oh well, what's the real answer?" Tina and Amy are both like, "Oh," they're like so flustered, and I'm like,
it's like,
I don't buy them being that flustered.
Yeah, aren't you both in improv? Didn't you get started in IO?
Aren't you both professional comedians who are on live television on a weekly basis?
You can't yes and this?
Yeah, and like, and he confesses he wasn't really elected president. And they give Amy a line. She's like, "Well, usually we have fake news and jokes, not real news and no jokes." And I'm just like, you would not be this unprepared. I mean, you would roll with whatever this strangeness was, and you would make comedy out of it.
Yeah, but yeah, like this is where Tom Dobbs comes clean, tells him he's not the president-elect, tells him about the evil. The evil, sinister company and what they're trying to do to Eleanor, and and I think his last words were like, he says that he realized that he is a jester, and a jester doesn't rule the kingdom; he makes fun of the king.
Right. And he realizes he should be a comedian and not a politician, and he also recycles the Joan of Arc was Noah's wife gag from Bill and Ted's.
Oh, wow. I totally missed
that.
Which
it really stood out to me because I just rewatched Bill and Ted's like a couple of weeks ago. So I was like, oh, I remember that joke from Bill and Ted's.
Excellent.
Yeah, I think he was talking about how like ill-informed the electorate is. And he was like, yeah, they're so ignorant. They think Joan of Arc was Noah's wife.
Hey-o. Oh, good times. But yeah, so he steps down as president. He thanks the people that voted for him. But he says, like, yeah, I know you voted for me because you were fed up with the status quo, but you were voting for change for the sake of change. But you should vote for somebody who's actually better than me, and he won't be, which is kind of very poignant. And he talks about how he doesn't want to be part of the re-election, and he's out, and how he belongs on the comedy stage. At this point. Lauren must have been furious about how long he's going because I realized.
Yeah, if you think he was pissed off when Elvis Costello went off script, I mean, that's
we have to go to commercial.
And if you think the Delacroix voting people are evil, I mean, that's nothing after you've crossed Lorne Michaels.
Oh my God!
Have Tom Dobbs executed. Have him killed.
Yes, he's Dr. Evil.
He displeases me. He was insolent.
Sharks with lasers on their heads.
Lower him into the pit.
Come back with my show.
So then we have Christopher Walken coming in again as a narrator who just kind of wrap everything up. And he's like, so Tom Dobbs goes back onto a show and he becomes more popular than ever. And he visits Eleanor in the hospital, and then Eleanor becomes a producer on his Daily Show show, and then ultimately his wife.
Yeah, that's how that works.
So okay, I don't know if you just like suddenly walk into producing a like the Daily Show as your very first job on TV, but okay, fine.
You pull some strings, you can make some things happen.
And I guess they fall in love and get married, and then President Kellogg wins in the second election,
right? And he does better the second term. People like him a little bit more, right? Delacroix,
because I guess he learned his lesson.
Yeah, people say, oh, maybe Tom, because of what Tom Dobbs did, like Kellogg tried harder and was more, listened to the people more. So.
Sure. Okay. Yeah.
You don't believe in that? All right. And of course, the Delacroix went to jail, and Dobbs got on the cover of Time magazine.
Yeah, and we see the CEO and Jeff Goldblum arrested, and then Dobbs becomes Man of the Year.
Ooh!
You thought that was just a clever title, but no, he becomes Man of the Year.
Yes.
And he says. One of the last lines, he's like, politicians are like diapers. They should be changed frequently and for the same reason. So
Poo poo.
what a weird movie, man.
It's an odd one. I can see why the critics weren't super kind to it. It because it starts off at one thing and then it kind of veers off into a bunch of other things.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Stephanie Zacharek of Salon wrote, "It's a comedy, a political thriller, a love story. Barry Levinson's Man of the Year,
And it does none of them well.
yeah, Barry Levinson's Man of the Year tries to be all things to all people and fails on every account. A little like the generic, ineffectual politicians it's pretending to excoriate."
Oh, damn.
Yeah, go on, Stephanie.
Damn. Get on with your bad self.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of. Yeah, it is kind
also,
of.
They never really gave us any insight as to like why Tom Dobbs wants to run for president. It's just like an audience member suggests it. It gets a big reaction. He mentions it on the show. It gets a big reaction. They get a lot of emails, and then he's like, "I'm going to run for president." We never really get into like why he makes this leap, why he thinks he would be a good president, why he decides to pivot from being a comedian to a politician.
Yeah, they should have done a little bit more of that, like a little bit of character building and
so much of the story. So much of the movie is just them telling us stuff instead of showing it to us, and it's weird.
Yeah, I mean, he mentions he has an ex-wife. I thought that would kind of come back in some fashion, but it really doesn't.
Yeah.
Like Christopher Walken, he's telling the story to someone in a wheelchair, but we never find out who he's telling the story to. It's just some person in the shadows. There's a lot of kind of unanswered questions throughout this film.
It's so weird, and 9 years before this, Barry Levinson did what I remember as a great political satire in Wag the Dog. I haven't seen that movie, I don't think, since it was originally out, but I remember it being pretty good and pretty funny.
Yeah, no,
and
solid.
This one was just perplexing.
It's an odd one because it just starts off at one thing and it didn't. It just. I mean, I understand when some movies can be different things, and there's like a quick transition into those other genres, but the turns this movie takes are so jarring, and like, they don't really
so strange.
They don't fit.
I was so not prepared for it because the trailer of this movie, if you go back and watch the trailer of this movie, it is just all comedy. There is nothing to indicate that it has a dramatic side at all, or there's any of this Laura Linney stuff. I don't know if Laura Linney even shows up in the trailer.
I don't think so.
It's just weird.
Yeah, it is.
So not what I was expecting.
It was interesting, though. I'll give it that.
Interesting. Yeah, I mean, that's about the kindest way to put it.
You go.
I didn't really hate this movie, but it's just on the threshold between me liking and disliking it, you know?
I hear you. But what did our listeners think? We put out the word on the Blue Skies, and we heard from Manette Moratti saying, it's funny to think how...
Who suggested this movie,
yes. Saying, it's funny to think how the angry Lorne Michaels in this movie universe would be about a cameo going completely off script and ruining the runtime.
I mean, this is true. Yes. That would be the sequel is Lorne Michaels trying to assassinate Robin Williams for ruining his show.
Lorne Michaels, trained assassin.
Well, I was seeing him more as an evil mastermind guy, but it would be very, very funny to see Lorne Michaels like putting on like a ninja outfit and like, shooting a blow dart at Robin Williams. I picked this up in the Orient. Breaking into Robin Williams' apartment to like drug him and frame him for crime.
Just hiding in the shadows.
Somersaulting in.
Yes.
Doing all sorts of ninja stuff.
Getting into gunfights with the Yakuza.
I would be for that. That would be funny. It's kind of neat to see Tina and Amy. It's fun to see like the real people, and they refer to it as actually Saturday Night Live instead of just some like SNL knockoff type thing.
Yeah,
but it loses some points for me because it's version of SNL they present does not bear much resemblance to the real thing. So
yeah, that's true. Yeah, this movie was just an interesting, odd movie.
Yeah, and it's got weird ideas about how politics works. It got weird ideas about how SNL works, and it's just it's strange. I think you could make a more interesting movie about him deciding to run for president and running for president, being like a late night talk show host,
Mm-hmm.
or one about him unexpectedly becoming president and what that's like. I think either one of those is a more interesting movie than them doing the political thriller stuff.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah,
this movie, much like our country, incredibly odd.
Incredibly odd, incredibly divided.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Like contradicting itself in many places. It's just, what a weird one this is. I don't know what to think. And it's kind of odd to look at this because, like, since then in the real world we've had actual real life comedians become real life politicians. Like there was apparently in Guatemala, Jimmy Morales was elected in 2017, and he was a comedian. And of course, the most famous example in the Ukraine, Zelensky elected in 2019, and and I understand there's some country that actually elected a reality TV star with like a pretend businessman. I mean, can you imagine?
That's just nutty.
Computer fraud and elections. I mean, come on.
That's stretching it a little too far.
Yeah, but I don't know. And it doesn't seem like it has much of anything to say about politics other than, politicians bad.
Yeah, I really wish they would have gone deeper and got a little bit more into the politics and had some real. That's what I was hoping for. Some real insightful things to say about politics and the way everything is run. But it doesn't really.
Even if you're seeing it in a satirical sort of way, it's, I don't know, just it's just fascinating in all the strange choices this movie makes.
It's a fascinating watch, this film.
Yeah.
So it's watch it if you can, guys. It's kind of everywhere. It's on YouTube. You can see it on Amazon Prime, Pluto, and Roku. It's on right now. So it's pretty easy to find.
Lots of places right now. So see it and be as weirded out as we were.
Be as disturbed as we were by this film.
I was just like, what is going on? What is happening? Am I tripping right now? What's going on?
Woo! Oh boy, yeah. So, Man of the Year. Check it out. See what you think about it. And
check it out. It's strange.
It's a strange one, but an interesting one, I'd say.
Yeah. It's just. Yeah, I'm still scratching my head over this. I watched this less than 24 hours ago, and I'm still weirded out by it.
Baffling. And that's the episode, guys. Thanks again for listening to the podcast. As always, you can follow us on the social medias, on the blue skies, at SNL Nerds. You could go.
You had to think on that, didn't you?
I blanked for a second, a quick second.
Yeah. Follow us on the, what is it again? At SNL Nerds.
I believe it's SNL. Thank you.
Yeah.
Go to our YouTube, Non-Productive.com. You can listen to this on the YouTubes. Donate to our Patreon, why don't you? Come up and see us sometime, big boy. And as always, you can follow me on all the socials at Darren Credible, DARIN Credible.
And you can follow me on all the socials at Trumbull Comic. That's TRUMBULL and the word comic. And follow me on the Blue Sky. Go follow me on the Letterbox where I express my confusion at this movie.
Join in John's befuddlement over this film.
Yeah. Come follow my befuddlement. You can follow that on all sorts of my social media, but just see the various areas of my life where I'm befuddled.
Yes. Come for the jokes, stay for the befuddlement.
Yes. And just be like, oh, he's really spiraling now. Okay.
Oh my God, is he all right?
Is he okay? Or is it...
You do a wellness check?
I mean, he spaces it out. Like sometimes he has this breakdown on Facebook, he has this breakdown on Blue Sky, he has this breakdown on Letterboxd. He's spacing them out, but there's a lot of stuff going on in this man's life.
Oops, all breakdowns.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't think we're officially decided on next week. We kind of have narrowed it down to a couple things, but I think we're going to put a poll up on a Blue Sky.
Yeah,
or perhaps on Facebook as well. I don't think you can do official polls on either of those, but we'll ask people to chime in.
Yes. So we're putting the power in your hands, good people. Like whatever.
We're going Captain Planet with this. Yes.
Yes. The power is yours.
Yeah.
So yeah. We'll just follow us on at SNL Nerds on Blue Sky, and then you'll see what we're talking about. You get to decide what our next episode will be.
Yes, that's right. That's right. You can make your voice heard like the American political system, and then someone will hack in and just make whatever they like the best. Yeah.
Yep. Rock the vote.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did this computer glitch happen? I don't
know.
Was it just bad programming, or was somebody actually trying to tilt the election in his favor? I'm still fuzzy on that.
John, the movie's over. Let it go.
It's just so weird. Okay, all right. On to the next thing. We will see you next week. But until then, nerds out!
This has been a non-productive media presentation. Executive producer Frank Hablawi. This program and many others like it on the Non-Productive Network is distributed under a Creative Commons Attribution Non-Commercial No Derivatives license. Please share it, but ask before trying to change it or sell it. For more information, visit non-productive.com.